sorry, chat. I am like, this is my friend. This is a mutual in the content community for the One Piece trading card game. So I am so excited for him right now, being top 4 in this championship. He is a Bonney heathen. He loves Bonney so much. He has played Bonney for so long. And we showcased him earlier this week on the channel, playing his Bonney deck. And to see him in the top 4 is awesome. Chad, I have no idea about this matchup, but holy moly. I'm going to link his YouTube, by the way. Listen, if you've seen my videos or you've maybe seen me at an event, I love Nengarden playmats. And especially with Black Friday, now is an insane time to get your very own playmat. Or maybe a gift for somebody else. All of the standard playmats are going to be cut at a discount. And not only that, you've got stickers, pins, apparel, that's also going to be discounted on the website. And these discounts are already so good, and you know I've got a code there for a discount of your own, but it's actually been bumped up to 10% to help you save even more on this Black Friday. Make sure to stack up the savings and get a great gift for either yourself or somebody else this holiday season. The link to Nengarden's website where you can get your next favorite TCG product is in the description below. Thank you so much to Nengarden for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to that video. Let's go, Fudelio. I might be more of a friend on this chat. So I try in my commentaries to be a little bit more professional than the average person, but I might become a little bit more excited than the average caster being like a friend and a fan. Yeah, he streams regularly on Twitch and YouTube. So chat, looking at the Bonney's hand, Bonney has a 0 cost event. We haven't seen this card yet in Bonney decks so far in these tournaments, but not ultra surprising to see it in this deck. We see Akuma, the 4-cost blocker Boa, a Shaku Yaku 2K, and the Oh You'll Frighten Me. Looks like Fudelio playing the 5-cost Perona. So we showcased in the video earlier this week of his deck list, playing this 5-cost Perona. If you watched my videos, you would know what this deck is all about. Also has some protection with the Tashigi, has the 5-cost Boa blocker, as well as a 5-cost Carrot, and a 9-cost KO Shanks. Chat, am I getting Bonney and Boa mixed up? I'm so sorry. I don't know. I haven't watched One Piece. I'm sorry, chat. I'm going to do it again, probably. The Boa on the 1-Don turn passes off the turn, does not have a 1-Don Searcher, Sengoku, or anything of the sort. Bonney, Fudelio TCG doesn't have a Bonney either, so on 2 is going to pass the turn as well. Rocking the Chinese anniversary Don, I think those are. I see right there. And so Boa going in with an 8,000 power swing is going to put Bonney down to 4 life and on to his next turn. Now at 4. We'll see if he decides to play anything down. Does not have anything because Bonney primarily plays a ton of 5 costs. Can have some stuff that's really nice in the coming turns. But for now, thank you so much whoever did that subscription. I'll look at it soon. Is going to go with a 7,000 power swing at lead. Is going to have Boa take the life. Is it a play trigger? It is. Marguerite. Marguerite on here, popping Boa's leader effect to draw 1 card. And now with the Marguerite, you're going to be able to search for that top 5 for an Amazon Lily. We see the Gorgon Sisters, which can be very nice, right? Gorgon Sisters, ideally you want to play as a trigger, is just a nice card to have, right? Is a 2K, so you're adding a 2K into your hand, but on top of that, you could potentially play it down on 6 if you wanted to, or on your 7-Don turn. So is going to grab those Gorgon Sisters, or no, is going to grab the 9-cost Boa. I'm sorry, I didn't see that in that stack. 9-cost Boa, the primary boss monster of this deck, passing on the Oh You'll Frighten Me event, and Bonney going to pass off the turn, leaves 1 Don as active, right? So is going to be able to use the Bonney leader effect to rest either the Boa Hancock or the Marguerite, whoever doesn't swing first. And so the Boa player, I know who these 2 characters are, is going to go ahead with the 4-drop starter deck Boa Hancock from starter deck 17. Reorganizing that top 3, is going to have a Gorgon Sisters within the top 3. We could see something very similar to what we saw in the top 16 game, right? Set up your draw so then in the next turn, play down the 6-cost Bartholomew Kuma to be able to heal the life of the Gorgon Sisters, to then be able, off an easy trigger, play the Gorgon Sisters down onto the field and cheat it out, essentially. So is going to attach 2 Dawn, 1 from the 4-cost Boa effect and 1 as the final active Dawn to swing 7,000 power. Is going to go ahead and rest that Marguerite ride. Pretty easy, I will say, of a choice. Now has to decide if he wants to go down to 3 life or counter out of this swing. Does have some 2Ks in the hand off the protection Tashigis, off of the X-Drake. Has some 1Ks as well with Perona and also the Carrot. Might go ahead and play Perona in this next turn to stun the Marguerite and the Boa blocker. One of the reasons I really like Perona in this deck is thinking about pitching the Bonney blocker and the Tashigi. Bonney, not necessarily known for popping different characters, but decides to take the life instead, finds a Bonney Searcher, and moves on to the 6th Dawn turn, I believe. And so on the 6th Dawn turn, we could see something like the 5-drop Perona. The 5-drop Perona would be able to stun these 2 characters on the field. Come on, play the Perona. Make me look smart. Come on, Fudelio. You could do it. I think playing Perona is fine right here, right? Like, playing Perona is really, really good. Is going to go ahead with that Perona to stun. 2 5-costs or less, not allowed to be rested until the end of your opponent's next end phase, is going to minimize the amount of attacks that he's going to have to face in this next turn. And so now with a 5,000 power swing at lead, is just going to command 1 card out of hand. And lucky for him, only a couple 1Ks. But those 1Ks being kind of valuable with the Bartholomew Kumas. Could potentially just pitch a Kuma out of the hand right here. Maybe he's just checking out the Bonney SP foil. He's probably trying to double check as he 2Ks out of that swing. He's probably just trying to check something as simple as, like, when exactly does this Bonney effect go off in relation to, like, my different things that I can do. And so plays that 1-cost Bonney. That's going to be nice being on the even curve in these next couple turns. Is going to go ahead with a 6,000 power swing to start the turn. No Dawn active because only 1 thing can swing. Now plays that Kuma. Is going to go ahead, trash a card from hand to be able to heal a life. More than likely going to be those Gorgon Sisters that we saw earlier. So is going to get rid of potentially the blocker Boa in hand. It is a brick in hand and you already have one on the field. But especially as a 4-cost, very easy to rest or negate being able to be rested. So it goes ahead and heals the life, going back up to 4, passing off the turn. So now Bonney going to 8 Dawn. Has the ability to play some characters. We see a blocker Boa, a 3-cost PRBO2 Boa. No rested characters, so cannot go in with a Carrot to be able to freeze a character, but it might be nice to just establish Carrot in general against the Boa. Is definitely in an interesting spot. If he played the 2 blockers of the 5-drop Boa and the 3-drop, or I'm sorry, the 5-drop Bonney and the 3-drop Bonney, he would be able to restand 1 Dawn at the end of turn for the 3-drop Bonney effect, and potentially as well draw some cards with that secret rare. Yeah, no Cavendish, definitely hurting right now. Cavendish being such an important card on 5. Or this 7 Dawn turn, right? Even though we played the 5-drop Perona, which I think was a good move, the 7 on this turn, definitely hurting. Or, I mean, the 8 on this turn, definitely hurting. As you don't have a great play right now. It's a little too early for Hody Jones. So the 5K swing is going to go ahead, block the Boa. Might go ahead with this Carrot now and freeze this Boa. Just trying to get the block, the free block on the Boa so you didn't have to take a life, right, from KOing a Kuja Pirate or Amazon Lily character. You can just freeze it instead to make sure that it never restands as active. And so starts off with a 3-cost Bonney. Maybe going in with the 5-cost Bonney blocker, just going in with 2 blockers, right? To be able to fit that 8 cards rested effect. So on the 5 is going to go with that Bonney blocker, just establish another blocker, has over 8 cards rested on the field, so is going to draw 2 and trash 1. Trashes a 9-cost Shanks, already having 1 in hand. Passing off the turn, is going to restand 1 Dawn because of the 5-cost Bonney effect. And so is going to go ahead and use that for the Jewelry Bonney Searcher to find a Supernova. We see another Bonney in there. We see a Cavendish. Looks like a 10-drop Doflamingo, right from OP04. Doing a little bit of math. Fudelio, one of the more animated players that I've ever seen. I have not seen Fudelio play before, like in person. He's very animated with his hands. It's very fun to watch. And is going to go with the Cavendish. The Cavendish going to be put into the hand and then on opponent's attack right in the next turn. The 3-drop Bonney is going to be able to restand. So is now thinking about swinging with the Perona. You know that this 6K swing is not going to be able to get a KO, but it's that Gorgon Sisters that we saw earlier on the reordering of the 4-drop Boa, and now passing off the turn. That Boa is not stunned. That Boa is not stunned. And so now with Boa Hancock is going to be able to swing a lot of these bodies, be even able to play the 9-drop Boa as the boss monster for the turn, and then use Gorgon Sisters because you have 3. Actually, wait, does the Gorgon Sisters require just character cards, or is it just cards in general? Since the Gorgon Sisters require Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate type cards, if you played the 9-drop and then use the Gorgon Sisters activate main effect, you would be able to utilize it, right? As Oh, You'll Frighten Me is a Kuja Pirates type card. And so goes in with the 9-drop right away, is going to take a life off of that, going down to 2. And now the Gorgon Sisters, you have to reveal 3 different Kuja Pirates or Amazon Lily cards. So it goes for the Ran, Boa, Boss Monster, and the Oh, You'll Frighten Me to give an Arrested Dawn to all these leaders and characters. One of the best cards within the Boa deck, as we've seen in this event. Huge value, especially in these late turns when your board is filled. Kuma now going to be an 8,000 power swing. On opponent's attack from the 3-cost PRBO2 Bonney is going to restand a Dawn, and now with Bonnie's leader effect is going to rest the blocker Boa, but you still got to get out of this 8,000 power swing somehow. Could just be 2 2Ks, could be a block from this 3-drop Bonney. Trying to think about the rest of the turn, right? You know that there are 3 more 6,000 power swings at lead, has plenty of 2Ks in hand, but those 2Ks can bleed out fast. And so is going to go ahead block with that Bonney. And so now with the leader swing is going to go 6,000 power. Is maybe thinking about swinging at maybe the Bonney Searcher or the 5-drop Perona, right? Maybe trying to clear board a little bit. But it looks like his swing at the 1-cost Bonney is just going to let that knockout happen at this point. Now the 6,000 power at lead. 2K out of that one. And a potential 1 more 6K swing with the Gorgon Sisters would just be another 2K. So is going to go for that 2K with the Scratch Minapoo passing off the turn. Now into Bonnie's next turn. Is going to go to a full 10 Dawn. We see the 10-drop Doflamingo in hand off the top of the deck. And so is something that you have to think about at this turn. Right? Would be able to stun 3 of these different characters. The only problem is you don't have a Dawn that restands because you don't have that 3-cost Bonney blocker anymore. So you wouldn't be able to get your leader effect. So what is the best play right now for Fudelio? You're probably saving the 9-drop Shanks for the 9-drop boss monster. Is it play the 10-drop and stun so many of these characters? I don't know if 10-drop Dofi is a incredible play, But it is a valuable play, but is it your best play right now? I think he's thinking about playing some of these other cards on the right side in the hand. Could Carrot be pretty good? And so it looks like going 5,000 power at lead is just going to be a ram to get out of that swing. 6,000 power now going at lead is going to be a life potential trigger. If it's a play trigger, he's got to play over one of these characters and opts for not to with the Shaku Yaku. Shaku Yaku having a potential trigger of playing the card if your leader is Kuja Pirates, opted for the 2K in hand. And so is going to swing the Bonney. So this Bonney being 6,000 power is just going to be that Shaku Yaku out of the hand. So splitting up 5-3-2 is going to go with a Carrot to freeze one of these 7 costs or less. And so is going to go for the Kuma, the biggest body on the field that fits that condition. Now the 3-cost Bonney is going to be played. A Capone as well. The Capone, because of the amount of cards that you have rested, is going to draw one, trash one. So trash the 9-cost Shanks, passing off the turn. The Bonney. I'll never get it right, chat. The Bonney on opponent's attack will restand 1 Dawn. Still plenty of swings coming in hand. Boa might be in a position now on 10 Dawn to just go in and swing and then play your boss monster yet again. So on opponent's attack, restanding the Dawn from the PRBO2 Bonney. Now thinking about using leader effect right now on this Boa swing, but what do you rest? Do you go in, rest with leader? Do you rest something like the Gorgon Sisters to make sure that maybe... I'm not sure. And looks like is resting the Boa blocker, the next highest character on the field, and blocking with the Capone Beige. 5,000 power now at lead. If I was the Boa right now, I think I would consider playing another 9-drop Boa and then using the Gorgon Sisters effect. Right? You have 3 Kuja Pirate Amazon Lily cards and the 2 You'll Frighten Me's and the 3-cost Boa Hancock. So you would be able to reutilize the Dawn. But I guess the real question is, who do you play it over? Maybe swinging this 5,000 power at lead before playing the 9 cost because your board is so full of characters. So is going to 1K away with the Cavendish. Only 4 cards in hand for our hero, Bonney and Fidelio TCG. Yeah, swinging at board is so tough against Boa because you lose a life every time. You very quickly go down to 0. Boa is just one of those leaders that I feel like is so awkward to play against. If you go ahead and play the 9-drop Boa on the field, you would only have 1 Dawn active for the Oh You'll Frighten Me event. And so off of that swing, the 2K X-Drake. Utilizing the X-Drake instead of the Bonney for Dawn efficiency. Is thinking about whether or not he wants to go down to 0 at this point. Or 1, I should say. Has slightly prioritized the 5-cost Bonney. This is so intense, chat. I'm like giddy watching him. And is going to counter out with the Bonney. And so now with the 9 is going in with the next Boa. Is going to be able to heal a life, go up to 4. Now if Fidelio TCG wants to win the game as the Gorgon Sisters attaching a Dawn to leader to get that leader effect off potentially. You got to hit 5 times, and especially with the Oh You'll Frighten Me event revealed, you're going to need almost 6 swings, which you can have with Hody Jones, but I don't know if you can live that long. Is your best play something like 10-drop Doflamingo? 10-drop Doflamingo would be able to stun 3 different characters, and then the Carrot would be able to stun a 4th character to prevent to only allow 2 swings coming in as you have 2 blockers on the field. So is going to swing 6,000 power at life, freezing the Kuma now. If there's a play trigger, you could be in trouble. And so is going to take that life. What is it? It's a potential play trigger. If it's a play trigger, again, he's got to replace one of these characters on the field. I would assume you replace one of your rested characters. No, is going to put it in the hand. It's a Perfume Femur. Perfume Femur going to be very, very good to be able to go for game. This is a crazy game. And so 5,000 power at lead is going to be a 1K with the Boa Hancock out of it. 6,000 power with the Perona is going to take the life, put it in the hand. No trigger yet again. Akuma 1K. He's not dying anytime soon. And I think the 10-drop Doflamingo coming down now. The 10-drop Doflamingo more than likely freezing at least the boss monster Boa, the blocker Boa, and maybe the leader Boa. Go with the Boa trifecta. And so now is going to swing with the Bonney. And so now going in with the Bonney. We'll see if this Bonney continues to take. Is going to take once again, going down to 1 life. The 10-drop Dofi coming in is going to stun 3 different bodies. Looks like is going to be the leader and the 2 Bonnies going with that Bonney trifecta, as I mentioned. Maybe is taking a read at the Gorgon Sisters. Ends up for the 3rd option going with the Gorgon Sisters. So leaving the Boa leader alone. Is going to restand only the Boa leader and the 9 cost. And especially with the 3 cost Bonney, right, on this attack from the 9 drop, he's going to be able, on opponent's attack, to restand the 1 Dawn and use the leader effect to rest the other Bonney on the field. 3 different Boas. I'm sorry, chat. Did I say Bonney? 3 different Bonnies. Is going to go ahead with the Boa swing, now using the Bonney effect to rest that leader and go ahead and block. 10 Dawn left as active. This is Fudelio's game to win. I think he can get this, especially with Hody Jones. Chat, he still has Hody Jones. Boa could survive if he plays Kuma. That is true. Kuma would heal a life. Would be a strong card. It's no doubt that Fudelio is surviving this turn. But it's going to be all about if he can win next turn. And so is thinking about playing the Kuma, is going to play over one of these characters. I think the blocker Boa is the best option. Is it? He's got to play over one of these characters. Would force Fudelio to hit 3 times that life instead of 2 to be able to win this game. Is going to go in with this Kuma. You've got to trash 1 card in hand. Probably. Oh my gosh, he has 3 You'll Frighten Me's. Wait, so he's got to trash a card from hand. It looks like he's going to do one of the You'll Frighten Me's. Right? Hody Jones with 4 Dawn can only rest 2 Dawn. Is thinking about leaving more. I think you got to trash either one of the You'll Frighten Me's or the 9 cost Boa. This is a crazy game, chat. We still got 4 minutes left. We might hit overtime, but I think we'll be fine. I think this game will finish. I think this game is either going to finish on Fudelio's turn or the Boa's turn. And so is going to do the You'll Frighten Me. And with 4 Dawn, can still reveal 3 cards for the Gorgon Sisters, so he doesn't have to use any of his active Dawn to attach to leader. And so is going to go ahead and attach it with 2 You'll Frighten Me's. Remember, the You'll Frighten Me event, if you have 2 or less life cards, one of your opponent's active characters cannot attack during the turn. That means that when he plays Hody Jones, he'll have 6 swings available, and 2 of them will be negated. So out of the 3 hits that he needs to do, he only has 4 swings really to be able to work with. This is not an easy spot, I think. And so is going to go 10,000 power at leader. Now going for the You'll Frighten Me. Is going to prevent the carrot from attacking, right? Especially if you can live, right? Carrot's not going to freeze one of your characters like the Gorgon Sisters or the Kuma, right? So a very smart decision. Oh, You'll Frighten Me, though, does not get out any power. So we still have to resolve this 10,000 power Doflamingo swing. And so is just going ahead for the second You'll Frighten Me to stun the Perona and takes the life. Is a potential trigger. If it's a draw trigger, maybe you go for it, right? Perfume Femur would be a draw one card, could be a card with counter, but decides not to. Is it Ram? The Ram going to be a nice card, right? We have a 0 cost in the event, a 0 cost in hand. We've got the Kuma, we've got the Ran. I think right now you slam Hody Jones, right, to rest the final 2 Dawn, but goes in with the 7K swing first. Fidelio, way more reps than I do in this with this deck. This 7K swing is going to be a 0 cost event to get out of the attack. Yes, you can, and that's what he did, Kaizen. And so is going to pitch the Boa, has exactly 8,000 in hand. So if he plays Hody Jones and uses the last 2 Dawn to swing 7 with Bonney, he's not going to be able to get it. The 7,000 power swing now going at lead. Maybe not. Because isn't Ran a 2K? Oh, wait, no, Ran's a 1K. Wait, we're so in. We're so in. Hody Jones coming in. It's all going to depend on this life of what the Boa gets. 7,000 power with lead would be able to net a card. And then hoping that either the last life is not a 3-cost Boa blocker or a 2K. Fidelio would make it to the finals. Yeah, Ren is a 1K. I thought it was a 2K. That's my bad, chat. And so it does take the life. Is it a blocker? It's a potential trigger. It's not. It's a Gorgon Sisters, but the Gorgon Sisters are a 2K. And the 8K is going to be able to get out of the attack. The one card he needed, a 2K. Such a great and close game, but with no life, no blockers up on the field. Boa's big swing at lead is going to end the game, and Boa Hancock is going to move into the finals. You know what? GG's, Fidelio. GG's. That was tough. That was tough. I'm not going to lie. You know, I mean, especially on, what was it, 8? Or, so on turn 3, he played the Perona, which I thought was a good idea. But then turn 4, he didn't feel like he had a really good play, in my opinion. I feel like Cavendish was ideal, but I don't know. He has done way more playing than I have. He is one of the best Bonney players that I know, right? And especially piloting Bonney to a top 4 in this brand new meta. A great, great job by our good friend Fidelio. Again, chat, if you're on the live stream, I've pinned Fidelio's YouTube channel on the stream. That's his YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to it. Support him. Yeah, his opponent leaving up 4 Dawn was huge, actually, because he basically guaranteed that he was going to be able to utilize 2 of those events. It was a great job. It was a good job. It was a good idea not to pitch any of them either, because he had opportunities to pitch them because of the Kumas.